What's fascinating about this video wasn't even their response. What fascinated me even more than that was their straight face when they said it.
Is there a number that stands out to you as like a decent salary? Like something that you would be like, okay, he needs to make this much money.
If he's not ever making more than, let's say, $100,000, then I would be a little bit worried about our future.
I would say somewhere between 400K to wherever, like, there's no bar.
Yeah, somewhere around 80 to 100K in your mid-20s.
Which means they have no conception how difficult it is to get to that kind of financial level.
No.
Because even if you look at the numbers, how many people actually make that amount of money? By that, like, one that said by like 23 or like mid-20s.
23, she said 80 to 100K.
I was like, who? What? Right? And she said it with such a straight face, like what she thought was normal. Mm-hmm. Then the other girl says 400 to whatever.
There's no bar.
Like it's normal. That is how disconnected they are. And then at one point they're talking about, so we can live a life of leisure.
I'd say enough to live a life of leisure, in a sense.
Habibti, if you're making that kind of money, generally you're working overtime, you're not taking holidays off, you're working all the time. Because to get that kind of money, I think people have this idea of making lots of money and think it's just incredible flexibility. I can travel when I want, I can go where I want, I can spend the money however I want. That's not what it is.
You got the money, you just don't have the time.
Go ahead.
You just don't have the time.
You don't have the time.
Like example, superstars. You got superstars. They're making a lot of money and stuff like that. Like, you think they always have the time to go out? Like someone like, for example, Kevin Hart that has kids, a wife, side chicks. Someone like Kevin Hart to have wife,
girlfriends,
wife, kids, and does 4 movies a year. 4 movies a year. Mm-hmm. Manages a company. You think he can just take off with his boo and his kids for 3 months?
And then
living lavish?
Motherfucker gets divorced because why? Because the wife says he don't spend enough time with me. It's like,
yo, it's...
There's numbers out there, right, about how the fact that like vast majority of the highest earners in the world, all right? I'm talking about people who make like 7 figures, 8 figures, or like vast majority of them are men, okay?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, wait, yeah, no, it's because like the kind of mindset you have to generally make a lot of that money is a little bit psychotic. And men just tend to overrepresent in terms of that kind of behavior. Because I know dudes who make that, they're not the easiest people to be around. They're not the most available people. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about emotional openness? That's not them. So not only are these kinds of men extremely rare, but when you do encounter them, oftentimes they don't have the best relationship skills because they spend all their time making money and working like dogs. The truth of like dudes who make that kind of money is that vast majority of them are over the age of 40. So either they're already married, already had kids, or already in a relationship. So like even the numbers that you see, the stats online are for dudes who are well over the average dating age. So that's why when I hear this stuff, I'm like, yo, some of y'all sound crazy. It's not an enjoyable dating experience. That's why when I hear them talk about leisure and be able to relax and that's not their lifestyle at all. So what is it that people seek out? And you realize it's extreme comfort. They think that once they get a lot of that money, their needs are going to be taken care of. That's what they're really thinking is going to happen.
Absolutely.
But everything's got a trade-off. All that extra money sounds great in theory. We realize on the relationship side of things, you end up sacrificing a lot. So everything has its trade-off. All those dudes that make that tremendous amount of money, guess what? They're far more desirable than the average man. What also means, it's like, if you're not trying to share them, odds are fidelity's probably not in the cards. Those are all aspects of it that are real. So when I hear folks talk about it, I'm like, I don't think you know what this really entails. Because if you did, you'd come with an insurance plan, boo-boo.
Most people I know that are in their mid-20s are in school. The ones that are going to make that kind of money.
Yeah.
The ones that made that kind of money at 23, they are in school. Okay? And those who are not in school and making that kind of money, I don't know them. But those who are that at that age make that kind of money only work. And the other side of the people that make that kind of money don't always work are scammers and criminals.
But at least they got to pop in Instagram.
At least they got to pop in Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, Wu-Tang, that's not realistic at all.
No.
But hey, at some point you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be feeling bad about yourself because you're gonna be lonely. You're not gonna find what you want. There's no man out there. There's no good man out there. There's no good man out there. Like, men out there are trash. They don't have. Maybe your standard. Maybe it's your standards that are trash. Maybe your standards are unattainable.
Maybe.
But let's put that on men. Let's, no. It's just men out there. They don't make that kind of money. Do you? Do you make that kind of money? Because you attract what you attract what you make that kind of money?
What do you mean?
A lot of
What do you mean
motherfuckers.
you attract? What does that mean?
Well, if you're around that kind of people,
What kind of people?
people that make a whole lot of money, all right?
Okay.
You're a girl, either you a thought or you make that kind of money. It's one or the other.
I mean, you can get lucky on online dating.
Yes. You can get lucky at your corner store, at your bodega, hit $1 million on the ticket. Yes, you can. Hit the Powerball. You can get lucky. Yes.
I get what you say.
Yes, you can get lucky. Absolutely. You're right. Chances are, though, you're not gonna. So, if it's not around you, you're not making that kind of money, then people are not around you. How? I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm not dating, so
Hey man, listen. Maybe these ladies
I'm
are
off.
going to grow up and then realize what their stuff is unrealistic, right? Same way a lot of dudes think that they're going to make 7 figures. Probably not. Okay, 99% of you are going to fail to make that kind of money. Some delusional guys out there who think they're going to make a lot of money. Probably not going to happen. Okay. So if people want to have unrealistic expectations out of life, that's fine. You're entitled to. Generally, the way that you overachieve in life is by having unrealistic expectations. So that's also a weird part of things. But
Fair.
I will say, when your expectation is predicated on the idea that not your own hard work or your own labor, okay, but you finding someone else who's going to do it, it's a little bit weirder. It's one thing if you say, I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm like, all right, well, good luck and work on it.
No.
It's a different thing you say, I'm going to meet a billionaire, we going to get married. I'm like, okay, bitch, you crazy. Reason being is, you're not even in control of that. At least if you were doing the labor, I could respect it. You just roll them dice and hope he looks at you and wants to be a committed individual.
That's a fact.
That's weird to me.
That's a fact.
That's weird.
That's a fact.
Listen, I think 100K as a combined is very reasonable and attainable for vast majority of couples. Okay? Within your very reasonable and attainable. But this whole thing of just putting it all on the dude is so wild to me. Especially in an age where women are getting more and more educated, getting down and settled down much later in life. The idea that you still hold these same unrealistic expectations is just wild. We're no longer in the Middle Ages. Mm-hmm. It's not 1950 anymore. Y'all got your degrees, y'all got your careers, you guys are
independent. Throw your hand up at me.
Right? Getting your BBLs, tummy tucks, doing all this stuff, buying your accessories, buying your body, whatever. But you guys still want to hold these same standards. Well, listen, there's not enough men out there for you. And these men are not checking for you because they don't really care that much because they got more flexibility. And it's crazy to me that the dudes with way more are way more flexible in what they look for than these ladies. Isn't that odd? That you come with less qualifications but have higher expectations?
It's funny that the person that have the most
to offer,
the ones that have the most options are the most flexible about their options.
Yeah. To me, that's so wild. So, I don't know. I just laughed because
Good point.
Because what was funny about that video, it wasn't just what they were saying, but their straight faces, like what they said wasn't crazy. No. 400K to whatever. There's no limit.
There's no bar.
But I think they just want to live life on easy mode. They want to do that Instagram life where they're traveling everywhere. Mm-hmm. They think their husband, they're going to be on some fucking beachfront in Maui. But, you know what I mean? Chilling while he's making ducats, buying her a new purse, and she taking pictures, drinking everything out of a coconut drink. I get that y'all want that, but that's not how most rich people live. They're too busy making more money. Why do you think they hire escorts? Wonder why? Because when they're traveling, they don't have time to court people, nor is it good for their business. So they just pay. They're like, I'm in town for the night. Be there, 7 p.m. What do you think that is? They don't have time. They're not around their families that often. So I'm just like, if you want to talk about this, that's fine. Just make sure you know what that shit entails. Because the rich dudes, they're not the most well put together. Look at YouTubers. Not the most well put together, and those dudes make a lot of money. All right, so go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, that's pretty much it. It's like it's the lack. There's. Then again, you watch Instagram and that's all you see: girls living lavish, traveling and stuff like that. They're sugar babies. Okay. Okay, they just okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they just don't tell you, but they sugar babies.
Or
Whore.
what's the alternative? Well, there's one alternative that makes sense. Because sometimes I'll see women with those pictures, and I'm looking at them like, I know you. You ain't got money like that. So what's the alternative to them being sugar babies or OnlyFans models?
Mommy and daddy.
Yes. What's the third option? And the only one that makes sense. You ready for it?
You are a airline steward.
Yes, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. I see you go travel a lot. I'm like, are you a flight attendant? Because I don't want to assume you a hoe. So I'm going to just ask you. And if you say you not a flight attendant, then I know you a hoe.
But then again,
You're not taking pictures with these camels for no reason.
But
I'm just saying.
But then again, being a flight attendant in the first few years, you're not gonna make them ducats. You're gonna have the flights. You're gonna have the flights, but you're not gonna make that.
You know what I thought you were gonna say? Then again, being a flight attendant in the first few years, you a hoe. I thought you were gonna.
Well, for
say
the
that.
company, you is.
I mean,
That's for sure. For the company, they don't really treat.
Because they put you on standby the whole time.
They do not treat you the best way. Those companies. Let me tell you that.
No.
Traveling is great,
No.
but the way they treat some of them employees is not amazing. So yeah. Technically, yeah. That's how I was gonna feel.
All you people watching like, but I got pictures of me traveling. I'm not a whole or a flight attendant. Calm down. I'm not talking about your little shitty picture in fucking Costa Rica, okay? I'm talking about the ladies who got new pictures of them in a different city every single time. I'm like, listen, you've been to like 10 countries this year. No regular 9 to 5 gives you that much flexibility.
Yeah.
So if you're not hoeing or OnlyFans, then you a flight attendant. And if you're not either of those things, then bitch, you lying.
Straight up.
I'm just saying. Do the math. 4 vacations a year. What kind of job gives you 10 weeks of fucking vacation time? Anybody?
Off the bat. off the bat. You've been working in that bitch for 5 years. They give you 2 months, 10 weeks.
Hey, listen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Listen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Listen.
Take all your shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, just no. But these are observations, and these are just opinions. Maybe you agree, disagree. You let us know. Let us know in the comments below.
And that's fine.